Well, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice
I'm
to meet you
I'm
too.
Joe.
I'm Stian.
Nice to meet you. I was wondering how you say your name, so that helps.
Yeah, that's a Norwegian
I love
thing, I
it.
think. Yeah,
That's so cool. Well, yeah, appreciate you hopping on and just kind of chatting real quick about, I just kind of want to get to know you more and know about your locations, what kind of movies, shows you're into, and really just to know more about you.
sure. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, so this hobby for mine it's pretty new. I think I went on my first like location trip in 2018, specifically for doing locations. Since I live in Norway, it's not cheap or easy to get around, easy
Mhm.
to places. There aren't a lot of places around my area that does remotely famous stuff. So it's usually when me and my girlfriend we do a vacation once a year. I decide one year, she does the
Oh,
other
cool.
year.
Nice.
So all the photos I post is usually from I get a lot of photos on one trip.
Mhm.
So the first one was London and going around finding Harry Potter locations and trying to find unique Harry Potter location
Mhm.
because most of them is pretty famous and everyone has been there. But it's I think it's like a goal for every hunter to find one location that no one has found yet. So
Right.
um, I did actually find one location from the fifth Harry Potter, Order of Phoenix.
Mhm.
The opening scene. Have you seen Harry Potter?
Mhm. Oh yeah, love Harry Potter.
Yeah. Yes. So the opening scene, Harry's walking around in the heat, and he is sitting on this playground, and there's
Yes.
like it's like a shot from above and down to the playground, and I always wondered where that was. It was no information online. It was I was basically starting at ground zero, but I know usually how the filmmakers do those kind of scenes. It's usually not that far away from the studio, so
Gotcha.
because I know they did a lot of Harry Potter stuff just basically right outside the studio in the suburbs,
Mhm.
just for convenience. So I went on Google Earth and just started hovering over or around that area, and finally I found in the playground like 1 kilometers. Well, very, maybe a 50-minute walk away from the studio,
Oh wow.
and so we went there in 2018, and the playground has been torn apart and rebuilt, so it's not that recognizable anymore. And me and my brother went back 1 year later, and I brought my drone to get the drone shot.
Oh,
Uh, but
cool.
but we lost the light with 1 hour, so we we didn't get the shot. So I probably have to go back and redo it. But yeah, that was a cool find.
I was gonna say I've never heard of someone going to that location before, so that's really cool.
Yeah, they have also the in the Prisoner of Azkaban, they have when Harry's waiting for the bus or the bus is coming,
Mhm.
they actually had to paint out the studio in the back because it's right across the street.
Oh, wow, that's
Yeah,
fascinating, actually.
yeah.
Cool.
So usually when you book the tour for the studio, you should have a few minutes just to go to those places as well because you will recognize it from the movies.
That's good to know. I never thought about that. So, I mean, is
Yeah.
everything in London then for Harry Potter based pretty much or?
Yes, most stuff is in London. You also have a lot of stuff in Scotland, which is that's a whole chapter of location. But
Mhm.
yeah, a lot of stuff is in London, and some of the castles are done in all around England.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. I mean,
Yes.
kind of going along with that, like, do you have a favorite location that you've been to, or was Harry Potter up there for you, or?
Oh yeah, I think it's actually I think my favorite location was this is actually from the same place, but it's from the Phantom Menace, Star Wars.
Awesome.
because it was shot in the same studio, so they all the Naboo scenes when they are walking in the forest is just like a small forest right outside the studio. So me growing up with Star Wars, I always I recognized everything when I went to that forest, and I think it's like 6 different locations they did in that forest, and it's right outside like a golfing course. So we had the sneak in, and it's they have chopped down one of the trees, so it's a little bit harder to match it up. But yeah, those trees were basically, I was immediately recognizing the place, and I think that was the coolest one. Although it's basically a forest,
right?
It's like a classic forest, but you know what forest it is. It is, so that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars was shot there. Like that's something special about like going to these locations. Like it's cool to be, you know, there's something special about just like being where these cast and crew members were. You know, it just where like the movie magic took place. It's so, I love it. It's such a fun hobby. I love that. It's hard to explain for people.
yeah, it's like it's a next level kind of geekness. But I think everyone when going to a place they recognize, even if it's like from movies or TV shows, or even if you go to a soccer field for the first time with your team that you have watched on, it's kind of like the same emotional attachment you have to something you have never met or seen before. So it's a unique hobby, and it's really, really fun.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, definitely. Now you're somewhat new into it, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, what do you have any like bucket list locations or locations that you really want to get to? That is there anything like I need to get there? I'm sure there's a bunch.
There is a bunch, but there is one big one, and that's Lord of the Rings and the whole New Zealand. That's my all-time bucket list. Like take a month and just start on the top and drive through down to the bottom and just find everything.
Yeah,
that will be. I think that's the biggest dream. That requires some planning and money, but that is my girlfriend has actually been to Hobbiton, so I have to do it as well.
Yeah, 100%. I actually studied abroad there when I was in college, and
awesome.
It was like I went to Hobbiton and did some Lord of the Rings things, but this wasn't a hobby for me yet. It wasn't like I didn't really do location hunting, so I did go to the locations, but I didn't like take photos or match up anything. And I really want to go back and do that actually. Cause that would be so fun. And you could like, you know, listen to soundtrack and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I remember we were driving through like the South Island and we were just blasting the soundtrack, and it was just like an unreal feeling. Like Lord of the Rings is on another level.
But New Zealand is like, it's like Norwegian. It's like Norway on steroids. Everything is so big and huge, and we do have a lot of that type of nature, but in smaller scale.
Yeah, I've actually heard that because actually one of my friends who I met there is from Norway, actually, funny enough. And I've never been to Norway, or, you know, I've only been to New Zealand if you're considering outside of the US. And that's someplace I really want to go. I just want to go to, you know, that side of the world because I've never really been over there before. So lots to do, a lot of locations, just so many things.
I think wherever we go, me and my girlfriend, it's always different because one of the funny things to travel is that you can see places that doesn't look like home, and everything is so much different from Norway. So I'm guessing that everyone that comes to Norway will see something they haven't seen before with the nature and everything. So yeah.
That's pretty
recommended coming here to check it out.
Yeah, I would love to. Now, what kind of films were shot in Norway? Like you said, there wasn't a lot, but
well, actually, the last years I have actually been a few movies. Well, you have Empire Strikes Back, The Snow. That's in Norway. I have actually never been there because it's impossible you can't drive there. You have to take a train, and you should stay at a hotel, and it's like you have to be dedicated for a few. And I went, I think it was last year, we were on we weren't traveling outside Norway, so we had this car vacation type of thing. Then we went near the location, so you can see the other side of the mountain, but it's not possible to go there. But yeah, Empire Strikes Back, the hot scenes are filmed in Norway, and you have I haven't seen it yet, but Dune is a lot of
Okay.
scenes from Dune is from Norway, and
Beautiful. That's really cool to know because it was a gorgeous movie.
yeah, yes, and Tenet also a lot
Oh,
of
okay.
stuff from Norway, and the new Bond and Black Widow has a
Oh,
lot of
wow.
yeah, they when she is on the ferry, that's
Okay.
in Norway, and Mission Impossible when he go on the mountain thing, and also he was shooting I think it's MI8, the next one.
Mhm.
They was shooting that in Norway last year, and we were actually driving past some crew helicopters
Oh,
and stuff
cool.
driving thing up the mountains when we were there. So yeah, there actually have been some big movies the
I was
last
gonna
five
say,
6 year.
yeah,
Yeah,
it seems like a lot of big budget action movies. So that's pretty cool.
yes. So that's like a new trend to go to Norway, but from 6 7 years and longer back, it was never. I don't think it's that much famous
Mhm.
stuff from here.
Right, right.
Probably because it's been really expensive to
Mhm.
have a full crew here, and I think the movie commission Norway thing is paying a lot to make them come here to make Norway famous for. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. I think it's something.
Interesting.
I think
Huh.
it's something like that. Politics.
Yeah, of course. There's always some sort of politics for sure. But yeah, that's really cool. So you're into Star Wars, you're into Lord of the Rings. Is what else are you kind of into? Like, what do you like to? I'm sure you like everything, but that's a tough question because I have a hard time answering that myself. But like, what are you kind of into? What do you mainly go to if you're looking for something to watch? You're like, oh, I'll just watch something like this.
We don't watch that much movies anymore. We are binge watching TV series a
TVs.
lot,
Mm-hmm.
because I play guitars as well, so I don't have I get I have to play guitar after 2 hours, so it's what's the word? After a while, I can't sit down anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Very antsy.
yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
So
I feel you.
TV show works better. We just watch everything of Supernatural,
Nice.
and we had all the big one like Breaking Bad and Dexter, not the new one yet,
Mhm.
but I like watching things that aren't usually possible to happen in real life, like Star Wars, Harry Potter,
Right, right.
something extra to make it. But when I do research for locations, it's usually based on the place we're going to.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I would like to I want to see that location. Let's go there. But usually one location requires 1 year and one vacation, so
Mhm.
it has to be planned a lot.
Right, right. Do you guys have
Yeah.
your next trip planned yet?
We are trying to get to as long as it's possible. We are going to Paris next
Ooh,
year,
nice.
so I I think it's a lot of
Mhm.
research ahead of that.
Totally, 100%. Now,
Yes,
when you do your
yes.
research, like, what do you enjoy that aspect of it, or do you kind of just like, what's your process, and like, what do you like about it and what you don't like about it, I guess?
I love the research. The
Okay,
whole
cool.
the research part is mm, maybe the biggest one.
Mhm.
It's the thing you use the most time on, and it's I think it's super cool to find forums and websites, and
Mhm.
walking the streets on Google Earth, or just
Yes.
trying to find thing myself, and same as planning on how to get there with the bus, or yeah, the whole thing. I can start like half a year in front of a trip and start planning those things. So I really like that aspect. One thing I notice is when we first get to the location, I usually get stressed to get the perfect shots, and there are usually a lot of people there, and it's usually you have to get the perfect right away. So I usually get stressed, and you don't usually have so much time on each locations.
Right.
We went to Oxford, which is a bit outside London. They have like, you have to have guided tours to get through the castle or something like that, and then you don't really have that much time to linger or anything. So I like it, but it's I usually get pretty stressed to get it perfect, and wait to it's not a lot of people in the shot or something like that.
I feel you. It's like when you go to the location, it's like you want to enjoy the experience of being there, but you also want to match it up perfectly. And then you also worry about these people. Yeah, I feel you. It's so hard, especially in public places. It's tough. I would say 2/3 of these people probably don't even know what you're doing. They're like, oh, there's a movie. Like that's happened so many times. I mean, Harry Potter, obviously, but yeah, like I'm sure that you've run into that where it's like, you're like, well, what are you doing? You're like, oh, there was a movie shot here. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
I think one time I was looking through. It's a tube station in London. It's pretty big, so it has a lot of elevators, and I know that's the elevator or the tube station where in also Order of the Phoenix, when they are going through the tube, and I love muggles and the whole thing. So I was looking forward to find that elevator or the escalator that he was going through, and I just couldn't find it. So I just took a photo from the first one I saw, and when I was editing it later, it was the perfect shot.
No way.
It was the same one. You could say the wall behind, and it was so lucky, but it was
that's crazy.
Yeah, that was so disorientating. I was so confused because I didn't understand anything. It was probably 10 escalators, different directions, and also when they're going through the security thing, it's flipped as well, so it's really confusing. Yeah, or they go outside instead of inside, so
must have a good eye for that type of thing.
Yeah, it's really difficult.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I got lucky on that one because it was a perfect matchup.
Right, for sure. Yeah, that's so cool. Now, when you're at the site, what do you use? A camera? Do you use your phone, or how do you go about taking the photos? And do you like have a print? Like, how do you match them up?
I have my phone for having the reference, and then the camera.
Nice. Okay.
But I'm missing. There should be an app with your phone, because my phone is better than my camera anyways. That you can you should have like an overlay. You can, and then you can actually match it up, and then take the photo, and then remove the overlay.
100%. Yeah, I completely agree with that.
There was an app that had it built in, but it was not just that function. It was a lot of function in that app. But that should be like a standalone
just like its own thing.
Yes,
that would be
because
really
cool. That would a bit cheating, but it would be
cool. Right. You could like turn it off. I bet there's like a feature you could turn it off and all this other stuff. So you could make it work around it. But
yeah.
That's super cool. That's awesome. So is your girlfriend, is she into it as well, like the location hunting? Or?
Yeah, well, she kind of has to.
Exactly.
Well, I don't think she's just as passionate as I am, but she loves traveling, and she this is the only time I'm taking her for hikes, so she's really enjoying it.
That's awesome. That's great. It's a good way to do it, I think that's like, if you don't watch a lot of movies or something, it's a nice way to travel, and kind of, if you still have that love or interest of like cinema in general, it's kind of cool to combine that travel and kind of tourism aspect with the movies. It's just such a fun, like unique experience. I feel like location hunting, because it's, I don't know, there's such a process to it, and it's kind of satisfying when you're at a place and you kind of like figured it out yourself. You're like, I'm here, I did this myself, and this is awesome.
Yeah, I agree. She she took the shirt you gave me, by the way. She loved it.
Oh, no way.
She's using
Amazing.
it. She's using it every day.
Oh, cool. Well, that's awesome. Thanks to her for
Yeah,
wearing that.
yeah. Thanks for the package.
Of course, yeah. I think we're gonna do some more shirts actually pretty soon. Because people have been loving them, so why not? They're
Yeah,
comfortable. I actually like it too. But that's
yeah,
cool. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever snap
So
some
yeah,
photos with her in it, I will post it.
yeah. I
So,
will. I'm due for a new post. I think I've been like in wake the last year. I think
sure.
I have 2 posts or something like that, and yeah, I'm looking forward to starting editing the photos. I still have a lot of photos that I haven't posted from previous previous trips. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
tough, man. Yeah, the backlog's full and it's just like it's so hard to get around to posting things. It's literally like a second job. Like I've come to realize
yes.
that. It's really hard.
Yeah, it is, and I'm doing so much stuff with my band, and we've been doing that the last year with recording and producing
Oh, cool.
a new album and music video. So
Dude, oh, hell yeah. So are you doing,
yeah,
is that your full-time thing? Is your band or
no, this is also a hobby thing. So
cool?
but it takes a lot of hours,
I
anyways.
can imagine. I mean, recording, making music videos. I would love to hear your stuff and see your stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I can send you some stuff.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's no, it's really fun. We had a show a couple of weeks back, and we're doing a release show in yeah, right after New Year's. So it's it's good to get this album closed, kind of thing.
Right.
We have been working on this in 2019, and last year slowed it down, and everything just yeah, it's so much slower nowadays. So but yeah, I'm looking forward to be done with that and move on to the next thing, and get the inspiration to edit some photos,
Totally.
and also get the time to do it.
Right. Well, if you guys ever like go on a tour or anything, that'd be cool. You could do locations with that as well. You can make that kind of
Yes.
a double. That would be the deal, right?
That would be the dream, like playing in a world-known band and traveling all around the globe, doing location hunting at the same time.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah,
What kind of music do you guys make?
it's rock and roll.
Oh, sweet. Love that.
Yes,
Amazing.
yes.
What do you play guitar, you said? Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
guitars. Yes.
Nice.
So no, it's easy rock and roll.
Cool. I love that. Big fan.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Well, cool. I mean, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I really appreciate you hopping on and kind of, getting to know more
Yes.
about you because I feel like we've been in contact over social media for so long. And it's like it's like cool to kind of meet people finally, especially
Yes.
in this hobby because everyone's been so cool and nice and it's been
Yes.
awesome. So
It's everyone in this hobby is so nice and so welcoming and so helpful. And
yes.
I already had like a live chat with Ryan, Nerd Locations.
Oh yeah, I haven't talked to him yet, but yes, I know him. Yep.
Yeah. So he's super cool, and Leslie Love Locations.
Yep. I'm talking to her tomorrow actually. So
oh really?
yep.
Yeah. Say hello from me. We
Of
actually
course.
met.
Yeah.
We actually met in 2019 when
Oh, no way.
we were in me and my girlfriend were in Orlando. So I talked a lot to Leslie and
Oh, cool.
for doing like research for the movie Monster with
Oh,
Charlie's.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, because she had I think she had a location video on YouTube which I used for my research, and we tried to meet up, and we did, and we had some beers, and it was good. And we actually did a location together with from Monster on the I think it was like a fun spot, like America fun spot kind of thing. So we found some locations you hadn't found before, so that's cool.
Awesome. So cool. Yeah. And another thing I love about the community, it's like, you just named off people I know too. Well, not know, but like I've talked to. Like it's cool to it's kind of a small community, but also not at the same time. It's pretty cool. And everyone's so passionate. I don't know. Everyone does their own. Like one of my favorite things is like seeing a location and seeing like 10 or 12 different posts about that one location, just seeing how many people kind of interpret it and make it their own. I think that's kind of fun,
Yes.
especially with videos
Yeah.
and everything.
Yes, I agree. It's so fun. So, like I have up and down comparison. Someone has the photo. They
Yes.
actually have the print,
Mhm.
and someone has themselves like playing the character, and
Mhm.
and yeah, it's so cool to see people doing their own thing.
Oh, totally. Now, do you do
Mm.
video or no? I can't remember if you said.
No,
Okay.
I have I think I have some comparison videos, but that's not my main thing. It's most photos. I have actually some videos from that Star Wars location
Okay.
from 2019, which I have yet to edit and make a matchup.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's not like a YouTube kind of thing. It's just
Gotcha.
Instagram. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's I love it. Like the videos are fun. Like that's something I would love to do more because I work in video production, but I don't. It's just I don't have the time to make those videos. I wish I did.
Yeah.
They're helpful. They're fun. They're helpful, but it's a lot
Yeah.
of effort, a lot of work.
Yes.
So I'm
It's
glad. I'm grateful for the people who do have them because it's kind of cool to
yes.
see. But I know there's so many like. I mean, I live in Minnesota, so there's a bunch of stuff here, but like the US is just it's so much.
Yeah.
There's so many locations. So you've been to Orlando. Where else have you
Yeah.
been in the US?
It was just Orlando. It
Just
was
Orlando.
it was a 2 week vacation. We went to Tampa, so we did
Okay.
the Edward Scissorhands,
Mhm.
and we also went Orlando downtown, which isn't used for much, but it's the opening from Lethal Weapon 3. They
Oh yeah.
blow up
Mhm.
a house, like a hospital or something, and they
Mhm.
actually blew it up. So it's not much that you can recognize with each other anymore because they have removed all the famous spots, but you have
Gotcha.
some skyscrapers in the background that can match it up. So I got a few cool shots there. I don't think I've seen anyone that much posting from that location, but yeah, Orlando and Tampa, and I think we were in St. Petersburg.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all in the same area.
Cool. That's great.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so Paris next, and
Oh man, that's gonna be so cool. I would love to go
yeah,
there. There's a lot there, I feel
yes,
like too.
yeah. I think um, Inception. It's
Yep.
probably going to be the main focus, perhaps.
I bet like all the Christopher Nolan movies are probably around that area at
Yes.
least. Except for Batman, of course, but
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, I did the Dark Knight locations not too long ago in Chicago, and that was pretty cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, I really want to do those locations. The hospital where the Joker blows it up, is
Mhm.
it still there?
They actually blew it up like Lethal
Oh,
Weapon.
okay.
So it's the lot's there, and it was I think it's I tried to go there, but there was like a gate and it was locked, so I was kind of bummed. But I don't live too far from Chicago, so I'll probably try to go back soon.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the place where it was, which I do want to hit. There was a bunch
Hmm.
of cars in there. I think it was like a lot for something, but it was empty. I
Yeah.
mean, the space is still pretty empty when I was there, at least. So
Probably not much to match it up with, or
yeah, it's kind of like outside of the city, so you can't really see anything, but you can probably
hmm.
figure out there's like I don't know, I'm sure some of the backgrounds you can match up. That always
Yeah.
helps. That's a good point because like I feel like I
Yeah.
never thought about that. It's like, you know, if something's not there or if like a house has been renovated or something, you can always tell by
Hmm.
the the surrounding trees or buildings or whatever, and it's super helpful.
Yeah.
So,
Like in the opening of Star Wars, you have on the Dune Sea, on either Death Valley or in Tunisia,
mhm.
because the sand is shifting all the time, so it doesn't look like the same anymore. But
Right.
luckily, you have the mountains in the back, so you can get ish where it is.
Right. 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's also
yeah.
so funny because like there's like some houses that I've been to that are completely remodeled that look nothing like they did in the movie. And I'll post it and people are like, are you sure this is the right one? I'm like, yes, it is. I promise it's the right one. You almost need to take like photos of like screenshots of like the Google Street View over the years just to prove that it's like the same house
Yeah.
getting built. But yeah, it's so interesting how things change. And that's another thing about this like hobby is like you can see like how things change over time and
Mm.
what doesn't and what's been, I don't know. It's fascinating to me. Like,
Yeah, it's like if I post a photo from 2018 and someone posted 2019,
right.
it can be changed, and it actually did because in Harry Potter the first one when they go into the to the three broomsticks. No, well, yeah, when Harry and Hagrid go into the to the bar to
Oh yeah.
and everybody recognizes Harry. Uh, that building is like it was an optician, like
Oh,
with eyes.
interesting.
So the door is painted blue, and when I like a month after or something, I saw someone posting the same photo as me, like just a couple months later, and it was painted white, and everything around was a bit different. And
Hmm.
it had been blue for 10-15 years or something like
That's
that.
crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, was that, did it look
So
the same inside? Was that is the inside real or was it just the outside?
no, the inside is the studio. So
Oh, okay. Bummer. I was like, that
so
looks
it's
like cool.
just yeah. I think that's they might have because you have the Harry Potter studio tours in London, outside
Right.
London.
Yep.
That they have a lot of the original sets and models in. If you're a Harry Potter fan going to London, you have to go there because it's too much to handle.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I would love to do that though. Oh my gosh, that would be so, like a dream to do that.
Yeah. I've been there 3 times. Every time I went to London, so it's mind blowing when you go through the Great Hall, and yeah, it's
It's,
something.
I can
Actually,
see.
we got this the last time. It was from the Goblet of Fire celebration or something like that.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's
So they
so
actually
cool.
so they actually had like the goblet in the middle, and they like firing it up, and then you can try to catch it.
Whoa. Oh, that's so cool. So
That
it's
was cool. Like
they do stuff like that, like kind of throughout. Is that like kind of like a virtual experience too? Like something like that? Or is it kind
yeah,
of just
well, they do different kind of stuff because they usually have like season oriented things. They have maybe like Slytherin team, or they have
hmm,
Gryffindor team, or yeah, like Goblet of Fire team or Dragon team, and
so
then
cool.
they change it up. They move a few things.
Mhm.
They rebuild some of the forest because most of the forest scenes are actually built inside the studio because
Oh,
it was easier to film and to get
makes sense.
the vibe instead of actually going to a forest to be lucky with the weather and
Mhm.
everything. So they rebuild a lot of that so you can actually go through the forest and maybe see some spiders and stuff. So yeah, they always changing it up, and every time I've been there, it's been new entrance. It's been yeah
That's
changing
kind
up
of
all the
cool.
time.
Yeah, that's awesome because then you can do it like multiple times and still be kind of, surprised. That's sweet. I
Yes,
like that.
yes, and that was a fun for me because I've been there 3 times and it's been 3 different kind of experience,
Awesome.
and they also expanding. I think then the last one was they build the King Cross station, so you could go through the actual train, and they had bought back the actual train they used
Oh, cool.
for the movie, so you can go through
That's
the
amazing.
wagons. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh, man, making me so jealous right now. I think I might plan my next trip to London. It'd be so cool. But well, yeah. Well, cool, man. I mean, this has been great. I really appreciate it. And it's been really good getting to know you. And if I'm ever
Yes,
in Norway, man, I would love to meet up.
yes, just hit me up.
For sure, definitely. But well, cool. Well, I can't wait to, keep in touch over social and see what you post, and yeah, just keep this location thing going. And yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, cool. Well, cool, man. Well, have a good rest of your weekend.
Yeah, you too.
I guess you're nighttime for you now, or almost nighttime, but
soon. I'm in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
Nothing exciting has happened.
Good to know. I'm not gonna miss it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool, man. Yeah, I'll post this soon, and yeah, we'll be in touch.
All right.
All right, man. All right.
Sounds good.
Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.